Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. It is April 29th, currently 6:45 a.m. and up and at it already. Happy yard sale day. It's always exciting and fun. Most of the sales that we find are on Saturdays. Looks like there's a good bit today, including the neighborhood that we live in is having a big community sale, so we're hoping we can find some good stuff here. There's a couple other sales that aren't extremely far away, so if we have time or if we don't find anything here, maybe we can check those out. But if you're new here, my name is Brandon and the channel is 540 Flips. Take you guys on my journey day to day, sharing what I'm listing, what's selling, and then adventures to the Goodwill bins or yard sales, estate sales, that sort of thing, to try to find items to flip, which is where the flip comes from, or resell on eBay to make money. And I do this full time. It does pay the bills, but more importantly, aside all of that, I have a lot of fun with it. I have a lot of fun treasure hunting and just seeing what's out there. It's always awesome to go, to a sale and not have a clue what's going to be there or what is going to be there waiting for you and what you can find. And you also learn a lot of stuff about a lot of products, stuff that you may have never looked at before, or that I would have had zero interest in had I not been doing this. So hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, as always, please hit the subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and comment down below. That's all absolutely free, and it does help grow the channel. And also, this channel is, just to have fun, share the adventures, not only with you guys, but for me. It's fun to go back and look. Maybe, I can look back at a sale and say, oh, I should have bought that. But it's a learning experience for us, and hopefully some of our learning can help others learn, or maybe we see something that you may not have seen or something. So anyway, that's all I got for you this morning. We will see how the day goes, and I'll check in with you guys later. What's up, everybody? We are back. I have the missus here with me, and it is 9 o'clock. You see it right there. Let me cut the radio down so we don't get any strikes, people kicking us off because of music. Anyway, so far I think we've hit 10 sales, 12 sales. Yeah. In our neighborhood alone. Yeah, we came out driving around at 7 and found a couple that had set up early, and then we hit another sale that we wanted to get to early. I think we've spent, I don't know, let's see, we'll count it up. I know how much I started with. So I have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So I've spent about $210 so far, but we got some cool stuff. 100 of that alone was one box from a sale early on, and I'll show that to you guys later. But I'll just say video games, that's all I'll say. Picked up video games after that. We've gotten, some pretty cool stuff so far, wouldn't you say? Yeah. I think it's, every time you go out to sales, you pick up different stuff, but I think we'll be okay. So I got vintage Build-A-Bear. Yeah, she got Build-A-Bear plush. She did her plush thing. I told her no more plush, but she keeps buying it. I got a set of golf clubs. I don't know nothing about them or about golf or golf clubs, but for the price, I wasn't going to leave them sit there. So anyway, we're going to go hit some more. We are sitting out in front of a house that has a sale set up, so we'll drive around here, see if we hit more, and then maybe we mosey to another area. But so far so good, and I forgot my chest mount, or I would record the sales themselves. So talk to you guys later. Welcome back, everybody. It is now 1:03 in the afternoon. We got back home. Well, we came back to the house first at about 8:30, unloaded what we had already bought, and then went back out for a while. We got home roughly around noon, unloaded everything, and grabbed a bite to eat and all of that. I've kind of looked at some stuff. I don't know what everything is valued at or anything like that. I will try to maybe go back towards the end and put up some comps or ideas or something. Yeah, bear with me on it. We bought a lot of stuff today. We've normally been doing 50 to 100 bucks on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Today I think we spent a little over 300, but there is now this stuff here, no, but all of this, and then all of this. So I'm gonna go through and talk about some of it and let her kind of run the camera. I'll tell you the best I can from memory what we paid for everything, but we're gonna start right off so I can get this stuff out of the way. All of this I'm gonna put it back in this box. So if you look down in this box here, you see all the controllers and all the accessories and stuff in there. Then there is a PlayStation 2, a PlayStation 1. Now, yeah, they do need cleaning up. They're not in immaculate shape, but I couldn't find the power cord for the PS2, so I may have to see if I have one, which I might. But I plugged up the Xbox, the 360, and the PlayStation 1. They've all powered on. I haven't tested games and stuff like that, but you know, the Xbox 360 itself, I'm fairly confident it works, and it does have the 250 gig hard drive. I'm pretty certain that that one is going to be okay alone. The Xbox, it seemed to be pretty good. It powered on fine. This tray open closed. There is a game in it. I did just notice though that this power cord has a little bit of a issue, or this isn't the power cord, this is an AV cord, so maybe I have to get an AV cord or something. But I also have a bunch of extra stuff anyway, so it's possible that I have cords already, but I'll have to go through it. But I'm putting all this stuff back in that box to show you, because this was like one of the first buys of the day. Also, all of these games, I think I counted there's like 39 or 40 games here. There's also a couple games in the systems, so add those on. But everybody's always asking, you watch YouTube and everything else, or you see posts when people post yard sales, and you know that folks are going to be looking for it. Luckily, this was right around the corner from our house, and this entire box. And what's crazy is, like, some of these games you see 5 or 2, 5, 5, 5. I asked him how much if I buy the whole box, especially when I seen the consoles in there. He said $100. I said, okay, I'll take it. So $100 on that. I think there's plenty room. I will say, would you agree? It seemed like there was a lot more people out today set up that were resellers.
Yes, there's a lot of resellers.
There was
doing yard sales.
You could tell just by, like, one guy I know for certain was a reseller. I see him at Goodwill sometimes. This guy, I asked him because he also had vintage clothes, but there was nothing I was really interested in. I asked him, I was like, are you a reseller? He's like, yeah, started it in the pandemic and everything. So kind of made sense here why he had all of this stuff and other things he had. But anyway, he was moving, so 100 bucks on this. I think it'll be some room there. Sticking with the theme, I'll just knock this out. Also picked up this from another sale. I'm not going to take it all out, but it's a Wii U. There's several different like controllers and stuff like that in there. A couple games, nothing special on the games, but the Wii U was $50. So we spent, like I said, just probably a little over 300, and this alone video game stuff was 150. But I think looking at comps, just like the Wii console itself should do about 150. So, you know, that should be great return right there. Let's see. Next up, I don't remember exactly how much this bag was. I think 35. But this is a bag full of clothes. Some cool stuff in here. I'm not going to dig it all out. But this right here, this is an arbor wear, like pullover hoodie type thing. As soon as I seen this, I grabbed it, and this thing weighs, it's got to weigh like 5 pounds or more. This is such a heavy hoodie. I couldn't believe like how heavy this thing was. And she looked it up. It looks like they do like, what'd you say, 50 to 70?
Yeah.
This brand.
Because it's in good shape.
Yeah, it's in very good shape and everything. The guy said that he really loved it, but he couldn't wear it. It was too tight for him. I just couldn't believe it. It's like 5 hoodies sewn together or something, man. This is the heaviest hoodie I've ever... I think this is heavier than a Carhartt. So anyway, that plus everything else in here, and there is some like Harley shirts and other stuff in there. I think we gave like $35 for all of that. This is a box. You said these are vintage or older Build-A-Bears.
Yeah.
She was pretty confident that these were pretty good stuffed animals, plush. So we got these. This was another early sale we did. So we got these. I'm gonna move this. This Presto pressure cooker. I think that's probably anywhere from $60 to $100 on that. And then my daughter was like, hey, KitchenAid's good stuff. Why don't you get these? And you can see here, the tags are still on them, $5. $5. So this was $5, that was $5, that was $5. What'd you do on these?
20.
20.
5 bears.
So that was 35. And then this, I am not an expert by no means on golf clubs. I don't hardly ever see golf clubs. But there is a full set of golf clubs that look like they've been barely used. The only thing that I've got to figure out is the gentleman was kind of tall, so he said these were fitted for, I think he said an inch and a half longer than normal. And when I pulled up comps, I didn't notice that most of them for this brand had graphite shafts on it. So I don't know if that's going to hurt the value or, you know what, if people just want the heads. I'm sure in certain cases people put whatever shafts and grips and all that they want on their clubs anyway. But I think we paid, so he had this marked at 20. There's also like shoes, there's gloves, like all kinds of stuff in here. So that whole thing was marked as 20. Then you had 5, 10, so that'd be 30, 35, 55. I think we got it all for 50 if I remember correctly.
We did.
So $50 for the set of clubs. The pressure cooker is probably going to almost double that. The KitchenAid ice cream maker, the spiralizer, and then all of the Build-A-Bears. This, just rough estimate. You said these were probably at least 20 a piece, right? You got like 4 of them.
Yeah, and then I have to look up the football uniforms with the mask, helmets, and stuff.
I would say probably somewhere in the vicinity of $300 here for 50 bucks on this. So not too terrible. Also, I don't know if I mentioned it on the Nintendo or the Wii U. We got that for $50. I don't know if I said that. Let's see. Next up, these things here. I took just the price. What you can see here: Halo Mega Blocks, $10 for all. I didn't look them up or anything. I just kind of said, hey, it's Mega Blocks, it's Halo, it's like 3 or 4 sets in here. He said all of these were complete. I do have the books. So this one was 10. And then I also got this, which was Jurassic Park Imaginext. And you can see like there's characters in there with the Jurassic Park outfit and everything on. This one was $10. And then this one is Vintage Power Ranger Mega Blocks. Had this one at $5. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get this out though, because unfortunately the book was put on top and the tape got to it, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. So that was 25. I thought I got something else from them too, but maybe not. But anyway, 25 on those. She looked up, I think, one of the Halo ones and said that these should all do really, really well. We'll see. I don't know. I literally didn't look them up. Then we went to, well, I'll get to these right now since they're sitting here. But we left our community and went up the road. I don't know, it's like 10 minutes away or so, to another town that had a little community sale. This one family, they had a few things I was looking at. They had a big bag of golf clubs in the garage. I wasn't sure if the clubs were for sale, so I asked, and the guy was like, yeah, I'll sell you some. He's like, I'm not going to sell you all of them, but I'll sell you some. And he started showing me a couple of them. He told me that he would sell me this one. This is a tailor-made, if I can get the head cover off. It's a tailor-made burner, really nice shape. 2.0, super fast 2.0, with the head cover. And then he also gave me this one, which is a Nikent. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's a 3i and an F26 3i. Got both of those for $20. In fact, he first told me 20 on this one. I said, how much for this? And he's like, well, I'll give you that one too for $20. So I don't know if he had a really good breakfast this morning, and yeah, I don't know. But anyway, got both of those for 20 bucks. And he tossed the one in. And then his son was sitting out and had some toys sitting out there. And little man was trying to hustle. He said, if you want one, it's $5. If you get two, it's $9. But then he had a sign up that said, if you buy them all, it's $20. So I don't know anything about wrestling figures. I know, like, obviously that's Triple H that says it. Looks like there's some Easter grass. It looked like they said they were from 2011 and 2017 for the most part. There's like Goldberg, there's a Hulk Hogan. So I didn't know much about them, but the little man was out there trying to hustle, so I gave him 20 bucks for all of them. We'll see how they do. I don't even know who all the guys are. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But let's see. What else did we get? We got this here. It's a comb binding machine. I think this was what, $5 or something like that. Thinking maybe it will do what, like 20 or 30. Not a huge margin on that. Then this gel canister ice cream maker. Don't know much about that. These were your buy. I don't remember what you paid, but a bunch of Homeco.
I paid $10 for everything.
So $10 for this box of Homeco. I don't know comps off the top of my head. She looked those up. Let's see. These little guys and this little pop game. Another little young man was out trying to hustle. Asked him how much for these. He said $8. So I gave him $8 for these. Picked up this baseball glove. Didn't have a clue what it was worth. I just knew Wilson is obviously a good brand from playing baseball. Looks nice, even though it's, you know, it's got some use to it, but hey, it's broken in and still got a lot of life into it. Paid $1 for it. I'm thinking this is going to be about 40 to 50 on that. What else did we get?
I got 4 Harry Potter books.
She got 4 Harry Potter books. We got these massager things. Yeah, I'm probably missing something because I know we got more than this, but a lot of stuff today, and I think overall there's some good buys here. So the games and stuff like that, you know, you come across that many games at once. It just doesn't happen often. So I think there's a lot of room to make a little bit of money, and yeah, I'm interested in seeing how the golf clubs do, because I've not sold any golf clubs. I do have a few here and there that I've picked up. I'm not a professional at all on golf clubs, but I know that they sell, so I figured why not give it a shot. So but anyway, I think that's it for now, and short day for the most part, even though, you know, it's 1:17, but not bad. You know, everything was local too. Like, we didn't have to travel really at all. We went maybe 10 minutes away. Outside of that, everything else was right here in our hometown. In fact, most all of this came right from our neighborhood. So that's also a benefit to this, is there wasn't much travel involved. So that's all I got for you guys right now. I will check in a bit later. What's up, everybody? Checking back in. My watch is dead. It is 6:45, 6:45. Sorry I haven't done as much updates today, and haven't been checking in as much as I normally do. I've actually been kind of going through, and this is part of the process. Video games are amazing. Consoles are amazing. But they do take time, and that's something that I don't think a lot of resellers talk about it. If you're not going out here finding this stuff like straight out of a living room that is like in working condition, that you sat down and played and can confirm. Most of these systems have either been sitting around, and a kid got a new one for Christmas 2 years ago and they forgot it was in a closet. Or it's been, kind of like the sale where I bought the big box. It was actually in a basement. A lot of systems we have. I'm in our basement right now. We have a whole setup down here with video games that don't get played very often. So some of these systems, they take time, not to just test, because testing isn't that difficult, but to clean. And so that's what I've been working on. I have tested both PlayStations, and I did remember, and after looking at them, the PS1 and the PS2 will take the same power plug, so that wasn't a big issue for me right now. I didn't need to go hunt one down or buy one right away. I just tested the PS1 and then popped the cord over into the PS2 and tested it. And then I also tested the Xbox, the original Xbox. I've tested that. All three systems work. They work great. Disk drives, open, close, all that stuff. They read the discs. The PS1, at first I thought it was going to have an issue, because it was actually very nice that I grabbed that, because I've had this game for probably a month that I've wanted to list, but I was scared to, because it has some scratches on it. And so buying the PS1 allowed me to test this sucker, which has a decent bit of value for a game, especially a PS1 game. And I put it in, and it wasn't like doing anything. It just kept telling me memory card and CD player, or disc player, I think is what it calls it. And then finally, I hit reset and stuff, and it actually, booted it up. I also threw a CD in there because I was making sure, even though that the power was coming on, I didn't know if maybe the disc drive, the reader itself, the lens, I guess, if it was working properly, or the motor in there was working properly. So I threw a CD in first, and it read fine. And then popped the game back in, hit the reset and stuff like that, and it started playing, and the game worked fine. So that's awesome that, not only that the system works, but that game, I've had that game for a while. Just was scared to list it because it does have scratches on it. And I didn't want to put, hey, it works, and it not work, because it's roughly probably a $35 on average game, just disc only. So cool to know that works. I actually let it play for a while. Got all the way through, like I let the story mode and all that play out, and it worked fine. So that was good news. The Xbox worked great. The PS2 worked great. The Wii U, I have not tested yet, but I have no doubts that it works. There was a young, he was probably a teenager, but he was the one helping, I guess, his parents do the yard sale, and he's the one that I asked about it. Hey, does it work, all that, and he was like, yes, sir, I just tested it and wiped it clean last night. It's all ready to go. And what he meant by wiped it clean, took all the data and stuff off of it, and it looks like it's been well taken care of. So I don't have any doubts on that one. And then the Xbox 360, I'm pretty sure that one works as well. Only thing with it is it's missing that little top cover above the hard drive. I don't think that's going to make that big of an issue, but I may keep, so speaking on testing, I may keep the PS1 and the PS2 just for when I buy games. I already have an Xbox 360, and I have to confirm this before I make my final decision, but I'm pretty sure the Xbox 360 will play the Xbox games backwards compatible, so, or at least most of them, so I could at least use the 360 I already have. I bought it a while ago just for the purpose of testing games. But having that one, and if it will do the backwards compatibility for most all of the Xbox games, I don't need it to do everything, but you know, as long as it's got a good majority, then I'll probably sell both of the Xboxes and keep the 2 PlayStations, and then sell the Wii U. We already have a Wii U. My daughter has a Wii U. So if that is the plan I take, and this is just rough estimates, I would say that the Xbox 360, and the Wii U should get approximately roughly $350. The PS1 and the PS2 is probably about another $150 if I sold those as well. And then there is, I don't know if I showed you guys, I think like it was in the box and everything, but I'll show you. I got it kind of laid out a little bit better. So with the Wii U, it does have like the nicer controllers. It has a couple Wii controllers. It has the nunchuck, the sensor bar. So it has some accessories. And then over here, there is the Xbox controller. Now, neither of these are OEM, but this one I know for sure works. This one is a wireless one down there. I haven't tested the controller itself. There is 4 Xbox 360 controllers there, a charging station, another charging station, the USB mic, and then this is an RF switch for like a Sega Genesis. So there's also some accessories in there. So overall, I think the value there is about 500 plus, 500 likely in value on the systems. And then you got the added value with the accessories. As for the games, there is, I think it was 42 total games that I got. Nothing big hitters. There was a couple that were probably like $15, $20. But I think what I'm going to do with those is I have some other like Xbox, PS2 games, that sort of thing. I think I'm going to make some lots up and maybe toss some in with the Xbox 360 system, sweeten that deal a little bit, and try to move the games that way. I was figuring I should have about at least 40 Xbox 360 games right now. I'll check through them again and make sure that there's none, you know, super exciting, but I was figuring if I had like 40 games, I could put them in 4 lots of 10 and maybe do them at, you know, $30 or something like that for the lot. And that, you know, that would create another 120 in, you know, in sales there. But anyway, I'm going to play around with it again. This is the nice thing, like, and you're not going to run into this all the time, but going to yard sales, $150. Now, that's not, you know, chump change, but at the same time, it's not tying up a ton of funds. And the chance that you could recoup most, if not all of that in one sale is pretty high, especially on stuff like that. So, you know, I don't mind sitting on that kind of stuff and even building up, you know, bulk of it. Because another thing is video games are like, they're not going anywhere. You know, people seek them out, I think, more now than they did, you know, just even a couple years ago. I don't know if it's just the nostalgia purpose of it, you know, wanting to play the original consoles, or if it's the collector side of it. What exactly has inflated the demand in video games. I used to be able to go on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or whatever and buy huge lots of PS3s, probably PS4s. I know at one time I had like over 200 games and stuff, and I was buying them very, very cheap in just huge lots. I wish I had kept all of them, because I know for a fact some of those games are worth a lot more than I sold them for. So, it could also be a new driving factor with eBay and other online selling platforms with video games, because I don't think there's as many GameStops out there, and I don't think as many people are using GameStops anymore. I could be completely wrong on that, but I know I used to go to GameStop like multiple times a week, and or my son would want to go. So we haven't been to a GameStop in probably a couple years. We might pop in at Christmas to see if there's any cool, the statues or stuff like that the kids collect on sale or something around Black Friday. But other than that, like, we don't really go to GameStop for anything. There's no reason to. So, I don't know if that's creating some of the demand or what, but I'm willing to, work out how the best way possible to sell those. I'm not in a rush. I do want to get them clean and, nicely, presentable the best I can. I'm not going to get them perfect, but they do work. So just get them freshened up. Make sure all the games are, good. I don't want to lot together games and there's crap game, broken games or whatever. And then, we got all of the other stuff. I want to get the KitchenAid stuff, look it over, make sure all the pieces are there. I want to look at those Mega Blocks, make sure that, I think there's a little baggie in the box. I'm hoping that there's pieces in that baggie that go to some of those sets, because the guy told me that he was positive those were complete. And the first vehicle I looked at, I could tell just by the picture on the on the manual or whatever, that there was some pieces missing. So I'm hoping all of the pieces are there, and maybe I just need to reattach a couple, because I think those sets could turn out being really good too. But yeah, there's, I got the golf clubs. I got to figure out how to list those and pack them, if they sell and that sort of thing. We have the clothes. We have the plush that the missus picked up. She'll look those up, all of the Build-A-Bear stuff, and figure that out. So all in all, I think it was a hell of a day. The beauty of it is we didn't really have to travel. Like I said earlier, most all of it was right here in our vicinity. Maybe 10 minutes up the road when we went to the other, little community. But we pretty much stayed right here in our neighborhood. And that is pretty awesome to be able to pick and source right here from, right outside your door. Like, we literally could have walked. Now, it would have been, hard carrying everything back, but we could have walked to a lot of the sales we went to. So that's pretty awesome. It also, adds a bonus onto today's finds. And then this coming weekend, we are both excited, and I'm more excited just because I want to see the atmosphere of it. And I've actually been thinking, and you guys can comment below, we're going to one of the 100-mile yard sales, or they call it a 100-mile yard sale. And I got to thinking about it, and I was like, when these big yard sales come around, I just wonder if there is so many people that attend them that it's almost smarter to venture into the sales that are just outside the vicinity, that nobody else is everybody's focusing and willing to travel to that 100-mile sale. They're not paying attention to those fringe sales, right? Put a radius up and figure out maybe 30 miles, 25 miles outside of that range that, everybody is flushing into the 100-mile one, and nobody's picking those other ones. And maybe those folks don't even set up, during that weekend or something. I don't know, but it's just something I was thinking about, because I was like, man, there could be some juicy sales not even at the 100-miler if you just ventured a little bit outside of it. I bet there's some good stuff with a way less attention drawn to it, but who knows? I'm excited just to see what it's like. This will be our first one. We plan to be there at least Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We'll see how it goes. I told her it's the funny. I think the hardest challenge is going to be not filling the Jeep up really quickly, because we seem to have a habit of that. So maybe we're going to have to work on sourcing smaller items and niche ourselves into a specific size or something. I don't know, but I'm rambling right now. So I'm going to hop off here for now. I will probably catch in with you guys in a little bit. But it's been a great Saturday. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful weekend, and I will see you in a bit. What is up, everybody? Checking back in. It's sometime between 9 and 10. I still haven't charged my watch. Again, sorry, not too many check-ins today. It's going to be a little different on the weekends, I guess, because I got more stuff, going on. So I'll try to work more of that in there. I think tomorrow we're gonna work on listing, trying to get ahead on that because of the art sale coming up. But and I didn't upload a video today. I think I'm gonna bank some, that way I can also get those up. And every day, I don't know that I'm gonna need to put up every day, so get some in the bank, but I'm going to continue recording and keep the timeline going that way. So, but anyway, that's all I got for today. I'm going to call it a night. Got a couple things listed, got some stuff sorted. So been productive, but anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Catch you guys later.